Hey guys, in this week's video we're going to talk about handguards and all the hand attachments that you guys can put on the weapon itself. So let's take a quick second and let's look into the history and where it all started. So jumping back to the SOP mod days when this was originally issued to guys, we were issued this full-size foregrip here. So what do all of us do? We grab it with our entire hand. We began to shoot more and more rounds with it, and we found that by just light impulse or recoil from the weapon, it wasn't that stable using this, what it was called at the time, broomstick grip. So as shooters, we found that the more that we crept up on the vertical foregrip, the more stability that it gave us throughout the muzzle and throughout the bore, not only on stationary targets, but then transitioning as well. So more time passes and we find that more and more of us were shooting similar to this. But then we got to be looking at our gear and we realized that we now have a vertical foregrip that's longer than it needs to be. So the hacksaws came out and all the cutting tools came out. We started to take these down to just little stubby grips. And then some more time passed and other manufacturers came onto the market and then sold just short grips like this one right here today. So now it goes back onto the weapon in the exact same spot. I've got the same purchase on the weapon. I'm still close to the bore. I'm still up near the muzzle, giving me that stability with a lot less material hanging out on the back side. So how do you guys pick what's going to be right for you? Again, it's just like the buttstock video. We have to take time setting this particular weapon up to you for not only your style, but for the gear that you have and the mission that it's going to have and do for you. So we're going to come over to this first gun that we set up in video 1. And we're going to start setting my gun up right here in front of you guys today. So I've got the 13-inch rail. There's no handguard on it whatsoever right now. And I'm going to start to find where my place is that's going to be the most mechanically efficient for me, the shooter. So a little bit different, but very similar to what we did with the buttstock. We're going to make sure it's in that same reference spot, making sure the weapon is clear. We're going to come up on target, find that 1-inch spot across the wall. Except this week, guys, I want you to drop your support hand down by your side, just like you did, and then close your eyes, and then keeping your eyes closed, bring your support hand back up, and grab the weapon. And you're going to do this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, multiple times, because I want you to find the exact same spot repeatedly. So do it twice, 3 times, and the more you do it, you find that you continue to reference at the same spot because it's a little bit new to you. So once you do that, count the T markings. If you guys have T markings on the top of your rail, or maybe you have holes for key mod or M13 rails, 1913 rail sections, count those and figure out where it is that you need to mount your accessory or your attachment. So for mine here today, pop mine on. I'm going to tighten it down. Just hand tighten is fine because we don't know if this is where it's going to stay. It's tightened. We're going to do the exact same thing. Come out on target, closing our eyes, and then coming back up and referencing the weapon. And we'll do this multiple times. And if you realize that you're in front of it or somewhat behind it, or maybe your fingers are hitting it, then take that time right now, since we're investing all this time in setting it up right. Grab your tool, then move it. Maybe bring it closer to you or push it away. So not everybody's going to have a 13-inch or a 15-inch rail with all that extra real estate to play with. Some of you guys might have an issued carbine like a 7-inch rail or a 9-inch rail or 10-inch rail or something along those lines. And you have to look at your setup a little bit differently. Assuming that you have the buttstock set up and the optic in place exactly where you want it, if I was to come out on target just like I did with that 13-inch rail, drop it by my side, eyes closed, and then come up, same spot, what am I grabbing? The front sight base and the muzzle, and obviously this isn't something that we want to do for good posse. So what do I have to do now? I have to bring my hand back closer to me so I'm able to grab the rail itself. As you do that, don't do what's naturally done by a lot of folks and they drop the elbow, which starts to blade the body. What I want you to do to maintain the same posture and stance toward the target, bring your hand towards your face. As you start to bring your hand towards your face, it'll flatten out and you're looking at the palm of your hand, which is going to be where you meet the accessory. So coming out, closing my eyes, coming back up and referencing the same way. It's in a different spot, but I'm a little bit more biomechanically efficient with this shorter rail section. There's a lot of stuff out on the market, and I know you've all seen it, from hand stops to kinesthetic alignment grip, stubby grips or short vertical foregrips, and then again a myriad of long ones. No matter what you guys choose to put on your rifle, just make sure that it's going to be the best thing for you. All too many times I see guys grabbing a gun off of the wall and it's got a 13 or 15 inch rail at the end and it's got an attachment way far out. And they really start to blade their body and just get a really high shoulder purchase onto the gun, and they're not efficient at all. There's a lot of tension going into the body. And that's why we're taking the time to do this, to realize the least amount of tension and making sure you guys, the shooters, are the most biomechanically efficient when you come up on target. All right, guys, that's all we've got for this week's installment of the video. Stay tuned for the next segment in the series. I'm Nate LeCompte.